Thank you for joining me for yet another unboxing video, and today we have some more Starfinder the RPG goodness. It's another flip mat. This time it's Jungle World. Wet, dry, and permanent marker erase from the mat. And of course, this again is brought to you by our great friends over at Pazio. So once again, just like all their other flip mats, you have a 24 by 30 inch mat. It folds to an 8 by 10. 1 inch squares on each side, and as you know, in Starfinder or Pathfinder, each 1 inch square equals 5 feet in terms of movement. It's a jungle out there. Whether the heroes are mounting an expedition into the jungle to find the ruins of a lost city, or simply looking forward to a vacation in the tropics, no game master wants to spend time drawing every tree, muddy path, and half-buried ruin. Fortunately, with Pazio's latest Starfinder flip mat, you don't have to. This line of gaming maps provides ready-to-use science fantasy set pieces for the busy game master. This double-sided mat features a dense tropical forest wilderness on one side and ancient overgrown ruins on the other. Don't waste time sketching when you could be playing. With Starfinder flip mat Jungle World, you'll be ready the next time your players enter the jungle. So there we have that's what the front map looks like, and that is what the back map looks like. Of course, it's brought to you by the great people of Pazio. This was released in 2019, and if you need more information about Starfinder, the role-playing game, or information about this specific map, you can always go to pazio.com/Starfinder, and the retail value of this map is $14.99. So let's crack this bad boy open and see what kind of goodness we have on the inside. I'm going to remove the dust jacket. I always keep the dust jackets, but there are some people who do toss them out. I love the artwork and I like the information on the back, so I always keep all of them. Again, with all these maps, I always kind of bend them up a little bit. This way they lay a lot flatter and they're not so difficult to take out. So this is the top of the map. So we'll start with this. Now this mat is very, very colorful and really pops when you look at it. Really beautifully done. Like I said, it's very vibrant. And you see all the intricate details of plants and foliage and just everything else you would need. Then we're going to move on to the middle section of the map also. Okay, you got some plants down here. You got some plants over there too. Again, I'm not sure if this is sand or if that's lava or what it is, but yeah, you make your own decision as to what that is. You've got some waterway over here. And we also have the bottom half of the map. I can kind of give you a look on that. Let's see, I can fold it. I think I can fold it under. No, I can't. So just pop it this way. So you can just kind of get a general gist. Just like all the other flip maps, I'll give you lay it down flat on the game table, and I will show you from all angles, or I should say from different angles. So there you have it right there. Get in the waterway. You got some more plants down here, foliage. Just, it's a beautiful, beautiful map. It really is. So I'm going to open that up like that. Okay. Start at the bottom, make my way around it. Again, the great thing about these flip mats is the fact that even though they're created for Starfinder, the role-playing game, you could use it for any kind of role-playing game that you want to, whether it be Pathfinder, whether it be Dungeons and Dragons. It could be Star Trek, the role-playing game. Could be Blade Runner, Alien, anything that you want to use it for, obviously. Obviously, it's created for Starfinder, but these maps are gorgeous and you can use them for anything. Also, if you create your own 28 millimeter, now the squares are meant for 28 millimeter figures. So if you create your own 28 millimeter war game, again, you can use this map for that as well. So it's really used for anything that you put your, imagination to. Okay, trying to show you the complete map here. Making our way through the jungle. Of course, the Guns N' Roses song pops into my mind every time I look at this map. Welcome to the jungle. It's all fun and games. Okay, so I'm going to bring this down a little bit. So again, I'm going to put some, as I always do, I'm going to put a couple terrain pieces on here so you can kind of take a look again. But plane goes down in a crash in the forest that you're coming to look for. There it is. We can have a portal with a monster coming out of it. If you want that. So a swing over here if you want that. Here's a actual Starfinder pawn. Over there investigating the plane. A couple other terrain pieces we could throw out here like this. Things that maybe fell out of the plane. And you can even use a pawn from a regular board game if you don't have figures. Put that on there too. Get a couple of Dungeons and Dragons figures. Put this guy out there, a wizard. A guy with a big sword. Coming to take on the creature coming out there. And here's now this is a much larger basis, obviously a HeroClix by WizKids. Throw him down here. So you see he takes up 4 squares versus just the one with a 28 millimeter. So it's a lot bigger. It's like a 40 millimeter base. So it takes up 4 squares. But again, and if you're rolling dice, the dice comes in obviously very, very clearly on the flip top, the flip mat as well. Everything pops on it and looks just beautiful. Okay, again, none of these figures are included in the purchase of the map. They're used for example purposes only. I'll take these off here. And we'll flip this mat over to its other side. And this is this side, there is so you had the tropical forest was on the one side, and then we have the ancient overgrown ruins on the other side. So this is the ancient overgrown ruins. There's the bottom of it, of the map. So you got some walls, got some staircases. Some shrines. Okay. Here is the middle of the board, of the mat. Again, that's up to you with the orange areas here, whether you want to consider that some kind of murky, muddy water, or you want to consider that sandy area, or just walking past. It's totally up to you. What you consider that. The flora, whether it's attacks them or whatever. It's up to your imagination. And then we're going to go to the top, very top of the map. There we go. Hey, that's the best way to show it. Okay, so let's go down flat and show the whole map as it is laid down flat, and try to show it to you from several different angles. Again, with any flip tile or any flip mat, the way that you position the map is totally up to you, whether you want it on the side, you want it upside down, you know, it's totally 100% up to you how you use the map. Again, this map here was one that I was questioning whether I needed it or not, because I do have a lot of the flip tiles and stuff like that, and I said, well, you know what, why not? So I decided to pick it up, and I'm loving these two maps, this one, and also I also have the Forest Moon one, and I did an unboxing for that one as well, so you can check out that video. But again, these are stellar. These are absolutely gorgeous. Really make your games come to life. You know, it's really great backdrop. And even another one I was thinking about for this one and the Forest Moon one, I didn't mention in that video, but I'll mention it here too. You can use this map even with 40K. You know, what is it called? The Kachins. Their jungle army that they have for the Imperial Guard, or whatever they're called now. Astars, I forget what they're called exactly now, but they used to be called Imperial Guard. And their jungle fighting unit will look great in this. I mean, even if you wanted to use it for World War II, you know, World War II, you could use for that. You know, a horror themed World War II or whatever. All right, there you go. I'm going to pull this down again, try to kind of give you the centerpiece of this again. And all right, there you go, right about there. We'll put it right about there. And again, I'll throw some terrain pieces out there just so. Came down here and crash landed. Oh, put this over here. Yeah, I have a portal with the space alien coming out of it. Could have her hanging out over here. Woodland scene. Again, you add some figures into it, just so you get a general gist. Again, this base is a little bit larger than 28 millimeter. There's a Pazio pawn. He's going to check out. He's going to check out the crash landing over here. This is a HeroClix, which obviously has like a 40-inch base on it. It's a much larger base than the 28 one. So he takes up 4 squares. Maybe he's going down the stairs here, or coming up the stairs to find out what's going on. This guy's coming over here to take on the creature coming out of the portal. Again, if you want to use a regular pawn from a board game, you can use that as well. A couple of the terrain pieces out here. Oh, he just fell. Sorry about that. Get up there. Stand your ground. Hopefully he can stand his ground here. There we go. I'll just throw one of these guys out there. The terrain pieces again. There you go. Rolling some dice out there. You can see exactly how it looks. So again, this is how the flip mat looks with some terrain pieces, some figures, including the official pawns from the Starfinder game, which I love the pawns. I've done a lot of unboxings of the pawns. Love them. I think they're the best thing for the game, along with their decks, cards, and everything else. I think Pazio does a phenomenal job with this, with Starfinder, to be very honest with you. But anyway, that's what the map would look like, the flip map would look like with all this kind of terrain on it. So I'll pull that off again. Again, the figures are not included. They're not included in the purchase of this map. They are used for example purposes only, just so you have an idea of what the maps look like with different kinds of figures and terrain on them. And that concludes this unboxing of Starfinder flip mat, Jungle World, wet, dry, and permanent markers erased from the mat. Of course, brought to you by our good friends over at Pazio. As always, thank you so much for joining me for this unboxing video. It's truly appreciated. If you enjoyed this video, you can always give us a like or leave a comment below. You can also hit that subscribe button. This way, you are kept up to date as to whenever we release new content to the page. As always, thank you so much for joining us. Be safe, be well, enjoy the remainder of your day, and we'll catch you on the next unboxing video.